everyone. This is rlgospelbeats.com. And in this video, we have an interview with my brother in Christ, Dakarai Spiritual.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Brother, it's nice to have you. Excited to have you and glad you made the time to just sit down and just do an interview. So I'm with no further ado, I just want to jump into it. Just tell us who you are and just what are you about?
Amen. Well, Dakarai Spiritual is my stage name. My name is Tyran Wood. And I do music. I do music that God has given me. Christian rap, Christian music, gospel music, Christian hip hop.
All right. Amen. All for God. How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been doing music since 1989. So I got over 20 years experience doing music. I transitioned to gospel around 2006. I started transitioning to gospel.
Okay. Was that transition an easy transition? You was coming from a secular side, or how was that hard for you, or was it a motivation?
It was absolutely hard, not an easy transition. I was kicking and screaming. It was like God was my dad and he was trying to take me somewhere I didn't want to go. And I'm like, I don't want to go. But he knew what was best for me. He knew what I needed to do. So it definitely was not an easy transition.
All right. Hey, but you made it. You made it too.
Sir.
Okay, with that being said, that's a great leeway. What is your story and background and probably testimony with that? Because I know now you talked about the transition. What led you from that transition to where you at now?
So I started in the stairways. I started in the staircases, battling other rappers, and that was how we got our name back then. You battled somebody to see who was best. I would battle people in the lunchroom. I would have my friend banging on the lunchroom table, banging a beat, and then I would just start kicking my rhymes, and then, somebody else would jump in, and then somebody else would jump in. I would battle kids on the playground. I was a battle rapper, and that was my thing, and I enjoyed that. It was a lot of pride, a lot of prestige. I grew up as a quiet kid, so that enabled me to get a voice. Before I started rapping and before people learned that I rap, I was just a quiet kid, and I had no name. But once I started rapping and people saw that, I started getting a name and I started getting well known, and I really enjoyed that. I think I transitioned in to do what was different and to do what God wanted me to do. I think a lot of things had to happen because I didn't initially start just doing gospel music. He had to take me away from doing battles and to take me away from doing different things and writing about different things. And he started giving me different topics to write about. And he had to put people in my path. I was meeting Christians all along the way that was also doing it. And they were coaching me to get me to do my thing different, to try to take curse words out and to try to develop new topics,
Okay. Oh, God. Thanks for breaking it down. I'm going to take a pause break right now. And one. Okay, we back. Okay, the next question. I'm glad you broke it down. What else do you do other than rapping? Is there anything else that you're involved in?
Oh, absolutely. Because I'm doing music and because this music is a product, it has to be marketed. I make my own beats.
Okay.
I do all of my own recording, all of my own mixing. What I have not gotten into is mastering. I've tried it, and mastering is a whole different beast. I do graphics, so I do my album covers. I do all my promotional materials. I build my websites, which I have a couple websites that's going right now. Facebook, Instagram, getting posts out there. I also love to teach. I love to teach people what I do and things that I know.
Okay.
So I'm also a minister, as I spoke to you earlier. and teaching God's word to people. As a full-time job, you and I are veterans, and we was talking about Veterans Day. As a full-time job, I actually work for my state, helping other veterans to find employment and different things that they may need.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's outreach right there.
That's
And
outreach.
how do you juggle all that? I'm gonna add that in there. How are you able to balance that?
Oh man, it's only the grace of God, bro.
All right.
It's only the grace of God, because we as people, we have so many things, especially us as Black people. God has blessed us with a lot of gifts, a lot of things that we can do. A lot of us, as soon as we touch something, it turns into gold. So it's only by the grace of God that I'm able to juggle these different things, because without Him, I know I would go crazy. Without Him, I would put a lot of these things ahead of Him. And, I would put some things that are in the front that is not supposed to be in the front, and I would put things in the back that's not supposed to be in the back. But He is showing me day by day how to keep everything managed.
Hey, I think you just answered the next question I was going to ask you, because I was going to ask you, what's your goal, the mission, and the purpose behind that. I may be repeating that. I don't know. But okay, let's go to something. Matter of fact, tell me the goal first. What is the goal? I think the goal is just what we was talking about, outreaching and you're doing the ministry. I think that's the goal. But let me know. I don't want to speak for you. This is your interview.
The goal is definitely outreach. Ultimately, I think ever since I started writing, and especially once God started giving me positive, conscious topics to talk about, I believe He has placed me in this to shed light on things, and He gives me a word all the time, and He wants me not to so much look at my music as the end all be all. This is my job, and I'm not going to do anything else. But it's more of an outlet. It's just an extra tool in the tool bag that He's given me to reach people. So some people are going to respond to a sermon, others are going to respond to music. Some that respond to music, they may only respond to singing, but then others, they like to hear rapping. So He gives me different things to reach different people, and everybody's going to have something specific that they're going to respond
to. Okay. So you got a boat with two nets. You catch them fish.
Three nets. Three nets. Since I'm riding with Jesus, 3 nets.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Which leads to our next segment, to our next segue here. What music do you currently have out, and what new music that you may have coming out?
All right. So in 2005, I released my first solo album. It was released only on CD. And then that one was called Dawn in the Dark City. And then in 2006, I released the second album, which was called Lapsed Time. Back then, many of us weren't involved in making our music digital. We was making them, putting them on CDs, still putting them on tapes, and just selling them out the back of our trunks, or selling them to coworkers, selling them to people at church. That's what we were doing, or passing them out at shows. So what I have done in 2020, I started putting out my music digitally. So my music is being distributed through all major digital channels. So Dawn of the Dark City, being that was my first album, I started doing that one first, and I did it as individual singles. It was 17 tracks on that. Actually 15 tracks on that one, and I put out 8 of those tracks as a single. So this year I'm now working on the second album, which is The Lapsed Time. I have released 6 of those songs as singles so far, and I have plans to release maybe 5 or 6 more starting next year. Starting in January, I'll start back releasing more.
All right, sounds good. Sound like you got a lot planned.
Yeah.
Good music coming out. Looking forward to that. On top of that, you mentioned the website. Can you go ahead and give everybody the website?
Absolutely. So you can visit my main website, which is my hub, where all of my music streams Anything that I do, any of my graphics, any of my videos, my YouTube videos, they're all being sent there. It's Haywood, HAYWOOD creations.com. So you can access that website to see any of my new music or anything that I'm doing. But specifically catered to my music, I have another website called Dakarai Spiritual.com. DAKARAI spiritual.com. And that would take you to my different avenues that I have my music. I have a link there for Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, go to Bandcamp for my downloads, and any of the new music that's coming out, it would post there as well. So if you go to DakariSpiritual.com, it links to Haywood Creations. That's the main hub.
Okay.
And it links to my other outlets.
Okay. And those other outlets would probably be your social media links, if I'm not mistaken.
Social media as well, right?
Okay.
Instagram.com/Dakarai Spiritual, Facebook.com/Dakarai Spiritual.
All right. You heard it. That's a lot of links, so they can reach you. No excuse there. No
excuse, unless they don't want it.
You want it, it is there. All right, brother. Thank you so much. I got one more question for you. Is there anything else you would like to share or shout out before we go?
Absolutely. For anybody that wants to do anything, ultimately, God has given it to you. He's given you a gift, and there's a specific reason for you to use it. So use it to the best of your ability, but try not to do it without him. If he's given it to you, he's going to show you the right way to do it. You're going to make yourself crazy trying to do it without him. So, I mean, I'm just speaking from experience. I have made myself crazy trying to do it without him. But now I'm at the point I don't want to do anything without him. But for future reference, just to plug things, like I said, I am coming out with, I'm going to start releasing more singles for Elapsed Time in January. But I am also working on a new project with joints on there nobody has ever heard. It's called 10 Talents. And that one will start, I will start releasing that one maybe the end of 2022 towards the end of 2023.
All right. 10 Talents in 2022 near end. Did I hear you right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Looking forward to the new music, everything coming out. Ladies and gentlemen, Dakarai Spirituals on Gospel Beats interview. Thank you, brother. God bless you. Keep doing the good work. And
Thank you, brother.
Keep throwing them nets out there.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right. Great to have you. This is gospelbeats.com.